I wanted to offer a compassion mindfulness practice this morning, um, purely of what's going on in the world. I wanted to just lead you through this short practice. And, the intention with these exercises is always to evoke the qualities of compassion. So it's an embodied experience. And knowing that when we undertake a practice like this, it have a ripple effect, in terms of taking this compassionate attitude into other parts of our day. So let's come into a comfortable sitting position, just having the feet in connection with the ground, sitting upright in the seat. If we're comfortable, allowing the eyes to close. Otherwise, we can gaze down in front of us with a soft gaze. Placing the hands to rest easily in the lap. Lowering the chin ever so slightly, just to lengthen the spine at the back of the neck. And then if it's comfortable for us, placing the tongue to rest on the roof of the mouth, just to encourage the air to circulate through the nose. There's so much evidence now to show the benefits of nasal breathing in terms of engaging the parasympathetic nervous system, which is all about rest and recovery. So on the next out breath, just silently saying to ourselves, here now. And we can allow the attention to drop into the body and start to notice the felt sense of here-ness. So we're feeling that felt sense of here-ness in the body. And we can consciously do this by allowing the attention to drop down, all the way down to the feet on the floor. This is a bit like shining a spotlight through a dark room, and at the moment we're focused on the feet. And then we can allow our awareness to experience the felt sense of the feet on the floor in this moment. So, what do we become aware of? The felt sense of the soles of the feet in contact with the ground. Perhaps we're noticing the edges of the feet, the shape of the feet, the toes, the heel, that felt sense of pressure. Maybe we're noticing the top of the feet in contact with the socks or tights or shoes that we're wearing. Maybe there's temperature, tingling, and maybe there's nothing at all. If that's true for us, there's no need to move the feet to create an experience. We can just experience the felt sense of numbness. Are the sensations changing? Are they staying the same? So we're really feeling this felt sense of groundedness. And as we're feeling the feet, just allowing the attention to expand to include the places of contact with the seat, the backs of legs and the sit bones. So we're feeling the feet and now experiencing the seat. The felt sense of the weight of the body going into the seat. This felt sense of the footprint of the body. This felt sense of groundedness. And now from this strong base, just allowing the attention to move to the tailbone at the base of the spine. And then on the next in-breath, just slowly allowing the attention to move up the spine, vertebrae by vertebrae. So we're now getting a felt sense of the rise of the upper body, growing tall towards the sky. As we allow the attention to move up the backbone and through the neck. And then we can continue upwards through the head until we get to the crown of the head, the highest point in the body. So we've now got a felt sense of the height of the body. And on the next out breath, just allowing the attention to really feel into the upper body now. So we're becoming aware of the space that the upper body takes up. And we can even feel into the space around the body, the space in front of us, to the sides, and behind the body. So we're really getting a felt sense of taking our seat. And a felt sense of the inner and the outer. And the boundary between these two spaces, the skin. And as we're feeling the upper body now, just notice if we're experiencing any tension anywhere. So it's normal for us to carry around these reservoirs of stress. And then as we become still, they habitually tighten as tension in the body. So if that's true for us and we're noticing an experience of tightness in the upper body, at the start of this practice, with an out breath, just seeing if we can allow these places to relax and release. We're just bringing in a bit more ease into the body and softening and letting go as best as we can. And so we can soften the hands and relax the arms and allow the shoulders to drop down and back. Loosening the jaws, softening the eyes, relaxing the forehead. And a good place to check is between the eyebrows. We often carry a lot of tension here from all the thinking that's happening moment by moment. And then if there's tightness at the back of the neck, we could choose to carefully and slowly rotate the head as a way of releasing the neck. And so we've now got a felt sense of this grounded and relaxed body. And the invitation now is to feel into the body once more and notice the experience of breath breathing. So the breath breathing itself. And just see where we detect the physicality of the breath most vividly. We can just guide our attention to rest here as we allow our awareness to be filled with the sensations of the breath breathing itself. So that felt sense of the rise and expansion of the in-breath, and that felt sense of the body relaxing and letting go with the out-breath. And there's no need to change the breath or control the breath. We're just allowing the breath to breathe itself, but we're feeling the breath as an anchor for our present moment attention. And remembering this practice isn't about clearing the mind of thoughts, which is impossible anyway. So thoughts will be happening, sounds will be happening, other sensations and emotions will be happening. But in the midst of all of these waves of sensations and thinking, we're seeing if we can stay with the wave of the breath flowing in and flowing out the body. And yet, at some point, we're going to experience that the mind has contracted away from the experience of breath breathing and is now in a virtual reality of thinking. Thoughts about the future, planning, worrying, thoughts about the past, memories. And when this is happening, we notice that the mind has become absorbed in a thought. As soon as we notice this, we're back in presence. So we've metaphorically stepped onto the balcony and we can see the thinking that's happening. So we can just silently notice it's a thought. And then we can bring this non-judging attitude of who cares, so what? We can just let the thinking go and guide the attention back to the breath. As we come back to the breath, just relax the body, as the body often tenses habitually when we're thinking. And we can start to experience the beginnings of the next in-breath, the duration of the in-breath, the ending of the in-breath, the in-breath becoming an out-breath, the duration of the out-breath, and then the ending of the out-breath. And that experience of the slight pause before the next breath flows in, flowing in and flowing out. A bit like waves on a shoreline. So how's the breath feeling right now? Deep, shallow, flowing, restricted. And how about this breath? How about this breath? So breath by breath, moment by moment, as best as we can. And so we've now established a home base in the body, a place to come back to if we're noticing that the mind is lost in thoughts. We start to experience more intense sensations. We could choose to let go and come back to the breath. Now, if it's okay for us and we choose to, I'm going to invite us to bring to mind someone that we're noticing that the relationship is not feeling as easy as it usually does. So we're not going to choose the most intense difficulty that we're having with someone, as that would be overwhelming. So if we imagine a score of 1 to 10, we're choosing a difficulty that's no more than a 5. So just seeing who comes to mind, a relationship that's just not feeling as easy as it usually feels. And we're just going to bring the person as though they're standing in front of us. I'm going to invite us to really see if we can notice this person as a unique human being. And as they stand in front of us, I'm going to invite us to repeat some phrases silently to this person. So looking at this person in the mind's eye and silently saying, this person has a body and mind just like me. This person has feelings, emotions, and thoughts just like me. Really noticing what it's like to repeat these phrases in the mind and body as we reflect on this relationship with this person. This person has experienced physical and emotional pain and suffering just like me. This person has at some point been sad, disappointed, angry, or hurt just like me. This person has felt unworthy or inadequate just like me. This person is frightened or worried just like me. This person has longed for friendship just like me. This person is learning about life just like me. This person has a lifespan just like me. This person wants to be caring and kind to others just like me. This person wants to be content with what life has given them just like me. This person wants to be free from pain and suffering just like me. This person wants to be safe and healthy just like me. This person wants to be happy just like me. This person wants to be loved just like me. This person wants to be peaceful just like me. Really noticing the felt sense of echoes in the body as we now allow the image of this person to fade away, and we can return to our home base in the body, the place where we experience the physicality of the breath breathing most vividly. And once more, we can allow our awareness to be filled with the sensations of the wave of breath. So our attention becomes a bit like the bow of a ship riding the wave of breath once more. And it doesn't matter whether it's the first time, the 15th time, or the 100th time that the mind has moved away into thinking. That's just simply the habit of the mind to move away from the present moment and start to time travel. Thoughts about the future, thoughts about the past. But we just meet that with a non-judging attitude. It's a thought, who cares, so what? And each time we let the thinking go and return the attention time and time again to the breath. We can know that each time we come back, we're strengthening this habit of presence, the only time that we truly have. Everything else being conceptual, thoughts about the future, thoughts about the past. We would just return back to the present moment by feeling this breath. And as we continue to experience the breath, I'm really going to invite us now to pay particular attention to the out breath. And see if we can notice the felt sense of the body dropping ever so slightly with each out breath. The experience of the body relaxing and letting go with each out breath. And in a moment, I'm going to invite us to drop a question into the awareness on the out breath. We can just see whatever bubbles up in response to the question in the body, heart, and mind. So on the out breath, asking ourselves, what's the most skillful way of taking care of myself today? What's the most skillful way of taking care of myself today? Each time we drop that question in, we may get a deeper response. Just staying open to potential. What's the most skillful way of taking care of myself today? What's the most skillful way of taking care of myself today? What's the most skillful way of taking care of myself today? And now allowing any awareness to move to the wings of the attention as we stay with the felt sense of the out breath. Staying with the felt sense of the sensations of the out breath. And the experience of the body letting go of what it no longer needs with each out breath. The felt sense of the body letting go and letting be with each out breath. And as we come towards the end of this practice now, always remembering that the breath is available to us in the midst of the day. If we're noticing that we're reacting to events, whether they're real or imagined ones, we could choose to let go and come back to the breath. So the breath becomes a guide back to the present moment. And these qualities of stillness and steadiness and peacefulness in the midst of the day. And as we approach the end of this practice, just taking a moment to silently thank ourselves for making this extreme act of self-care this morning, to sit down and practice mindfulness, knowing it's an extreme act of self-care. And in a short while, we're going to hear the bell sounds. And as the bell sounds, it's an invitation to open the eyes if they've been closed when it feels right for us to do so. And as the eyes open, just taking a few moments to allow the sights to come to us. So it's a soft receiving of what we're seeing. We're not coming out the practice. We're now continuing in presence, bringing this capacity of compassion into the next moments of the day. So thanks for joining me for practice.